Hey MGTOWs, this is Vention. My old man is gracious enough to mow the lawn for me, so I got the ox ready. The hood got a little damaged, but who needs it? It still cuts the grass. In any case, he is... Hold on for a second. We missed the spot under the trailer last time. Anyway, he's far less susceptible to allergies than I am. They kick my ass pretty hard. So, I just wanted to share a little insight on this whole cancer thing. Okay, now a lot of my fellow MGTOWs have been kind of surprised that I've been so upbeat about this whole cancer thing and the possibility of imminent demise and all of that stuff. But the thing is, I've always been sort of a woo-woo spiritual type, and I've always been more, more intuitive than normal, and I can actually see a little bit of that little glowing aura around people, basically. So I mean, there's just, and plus I've seen too many cases where kids are born into the world with memories that could have only come from older people who had lived before, right? So I am pretty darn confident that the lives that we are experiencing here in our normal day-to-day world here are just part of our normal lives that we live, which are in some place else. It's like a lot of people are just, it just appears that human consciousness is constantly being recycled on Earth, and when we are no longer here, we end up somewhere else, and it's kind of hard to tell where that is. But it does appear that we will be somewhere, right? So that takes a lot of the stress out of the situation, so you can, I just take this for granted, right? This is the situation, and the result is you don't have to stress as much in your life, because everything we have here and everything we've built, everything we've experienced here, it will all be gone, and we will end up doing something else somewhere else, and it's really hard to tell what and where, but it will be somewhere, and we will be doing something. So that's pretty much why people are saying in the comments that I'm not taking this seriously enough, and that I don't seem to be accepting the reality of the situation. But the thing is, the reality that I see is different from the reality that a lot of these people are talking about. They are just, completely in the three-dimensional breathing, eating, and shitting reality, and they don't seem to fully believe or understand that there is a lot more going on with us as beings, and as the thing that which makes us aware and self-aware. They don't seem to fully accept and fully believe that their mind and their consciousness is not totally dependent upon the physical body and physical world that we're living in. So, but in my case, that is the case, so that it removes just enormous amounts of stress from the whole deal, and you can kind of lean back and smile and enjoy the ride rather than just stressing and holding on in this real grim fearful death struggle, right? And the result is that I live a better, lower stress life. So basically, I guess that's why people are saying that I don't take this seriously enough, because, I mean, if I believed as they believed, if I believed that, the three-dimensional meat life that we live is all we've got, then I would be probably stressing out pretty hard right about now. But I'm not, So, okay, just thought I would cover that one little thing. And the second thing I wanted to cover is that I have broken my fast yesterday, or day before yesterday, and that was on the 7th day. And basically had a nice meal, and then yesterday I didn't eat anything, but except for one of my fellow mechanics, he's really good at spaghetti, and his wife and him make spaghetti at home, and they bring it in, and everybody has this big spaghetti festival, right? And obviously I can't have those carbs, so I just went, oh man, I can't have any. So, and I was pretty hungry because I hadn't eaten anything but a bit of celery that day, and but then he dug up some of the meatballs from his spaghetti and said, Vincent, have some meatballs at least. I said, okay, I'm on it, thanks. So yeah, that was a real treat. And man, were those meatballs good. Yeah, when you don't eat all day or eat for a while, you definitely start appreciating a little bit of food. We went to a restaurant today, me and my dad, for breakfast, and I had a burger, obviously with no bun, and man, and a bunch of broccoli and a salad. And oh man, when you're fasting and doing intermittent fasting, your stomach shrinks up, and you basically you cannot eat the way you normally eat. And I got about halfway through that burger and realized I was done. I had a salad, I had some broccoli with butter on it, and I had steamed broccoli, and then I had the burger with no bun, obviously. But I got about halfway through the burger and realized I had to take the rest with me. So yeah, there are worse things. I reached 207 at my lowest during the fast, and then I ate, and then I popped up to 211. I think I'm like 210 today. And I'm still going to be doing, of course, intermittent fasting. Okay, outlook ahead does appear that that my dad is going to be moving to a more rural area where his retirement will go a lot farther, as far as renting a house, or or even an acre, or renting something. And he in that area of the country will be actually quite well off, considering that his retirement is mobile. He can take it anywhere, right? So he is planning to rent a small house in a town that he grew up in. And when he does that, I am going to dump everything. I'm going to liquidate everything. The investor that wants to buy the house, he's already got the house inspected, and all it needs now is for me to pull the trigger on this. I'm going to liquidate the last of my precious metals. I'm going to liquidate, pretty much anything that isn't nailed down. I'm going to let him have my truck, because in that rural area, it'll be handy for moving. And I am going to also, I'm going to pull the plug on my job, and I'm going to help him move. And the thing is, with when I moved to Mexico, the cost of any kind of medical treatment that I get over there is going to be basically about what the deductible I pay here is, right? And the only difference is over there, I won't have to work. So I'll just be riding a quad around and kicking back on the beach. And the only thing I won't be able to enjoy that a lot of expats do are having a bunch of highly carby tacos and whatnot. I got a line on in one of the commenters. Thank goodness for the commenters on my website. I mean, my YouTube channel. Because, man, they come up with such incredibly valuable advice. That is the biggest benefit that I have gotten out of the YouTube channel here is the community that leave comments. They have such incredibly helpful suggestions, and I am very grateful, and they have markedly improved my life. The suggestions that I have gotten here and there have made an actual real difference in my quality of life. And thank you very much, guys. So that's the plan. He's going to be heading down to his boyhood town in probably in a few days, and I am going to continue working until he picks a place and really decides he wants to live there, at which time I will turn in my notice at work and wave goodbye and begin my journey to the next phase of my life in Mexico. And there are more medical treatments that are available, and I've got a book on from some chick who is just this incredible uber cancer geek, and she's come up with a lot of old medications that are prescription, but they're like generics, and they're like the patents have long since run out on them, and they block certain things that cancer feeds on, and you can, like, depending on what kind of cancer it is, you can like block that pathway with this statin or this whatever, and then you don't have to fast yourself into utter skeletor status in order to wipe out the cancer. You can actually just starve the cancer itself to death, and you can actually have a meal or two. So that would be nice. So I think I'm feeling like I'm making good progress on the whole cancer thing, and basically it's going to be interesting moving to the whole new place. I'm going to have about 300 grand in the bank, and when I move, that's not including bitcoins, and so I'll be in a good financial position. And what I want to find is a nice apartment with a pool, so I can swim some laps in the morning, and then some kind of at least when I'm first starting out over there, I want to be able to get some kind of a assistant, like a local guide who can speak the language while I'm learning. I spent like months, or maybe not quite months, but many months actually, working on my own Spanish. I've wanted to pick up a foreign language for like decades, and over the decades I've studied Spanish on and off, and I can recognize and understand a significant amount of Spanish, but I can't speak it because of no practice. but basically, this control isn't working. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, understanding is a whole lot easier than speaking. Plus, we've got Google Translate and all that. So, guys, that is the new plan, and I will keep you posted. And don't get married.